Thanks to the internet, these days we can buy something from the other side of the planet just as easily as if it was a shop round the corner. And while most of the time that works just as it should, there are occasions when it's not clear exactly where the company you're dealing with is based. After all, you'd think that a web address that ends in .co.uk means the company is based right here, wouldn't you? In fact, you'd be wrong. When she's not spending time at her friend's equestrian centre, Vicki Curtis loves socialising with her friends. But her morale took a bad knock when she started to lose her hair.
My hair's thinning on top, and as the years have gone on, it's got thinner and thinner, and I was finding it difficult to get a nice hairstyle.
A friend persuaded her to try a wig, and it's boosted Vicki's confidence so much that she now won't leave the house without one.
I wouldn't be seen out in public now without a wig. I find it difficult to go to the hairdressers to get my hair cut.
Vicki's decision to wear wigs all the time meant she was faced with a new and sometimes daunting challenge, shopping for the right ones.
It's very important to get the right wig because if you don't feel good in your wig, it's pointless wearing it.
Vicki usually feels more comfortable buying wigs online than in a shop. But with a recent purchase, that's how she ran into trouble.
I just did a search on the net to see if there was any other companies out there, and I came across the Wig Show.
Wigshow.co.uk had lots of stock on offer. It was all reasonably priced, and it appeared to Vicki that it was based in the UK.
It says in their frequently asked questions that they are British. They're a British company, and it just looks totally up to date. So I was expecting a real good quality wig.
Trusting in the website, Vicki went ahead and placed an order for 2 wigs. Both were on offer at half the normal price, and the total cost was £139. But when the wigs arrived, she was shocked by their quality.
There's no style in it. It's just awful. You can't do anything with it. It feels horrible. It smells, and I'm just embarrassed to have the thing on my head.
Vicki is so upset about her wigs that she won't wear them in public anymore, but she has let me bring them down to London so I can get an expert opinion on them. Top West End hairdresser Trevor Sorby runs a charity called My New Hair, which gives people advice on where to find an approved wig fitter.
God, it feels so gritty. It's unlike a good wig, because good wig, it would feel like real hair, because the technology in synthetic wigs today is fantastic.
And presumably it would also be incredibly uncomfortable to wear. I mean, you look inside.
Well, you see, this is very rough on the scalp. It's disgusting that people can do this to very vulnerable people. I mean, you know, you only wear a wig when you have to. And the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself. You want to just look normal, like you normally do. And if you're wearing something like this, all you're doing is, guess what I'm wearing? It's unacceptable, totally.
That's exactly what Vicki had thought when she received the wigs, so she emailed wigshow.co.uk saying she wanted to return them.
I received an email back saying, how about you keep the wigs and sell them on to somebody else, and we will refund you 10%.
But Vicki wanted her money back, so she told Wig Show their offer simply wasn't acceptable. Their response to that, and to the next few emails she sent, started to make Vicki suspicious about this supposedly British company.
I realised that they weren't English because the grammar in the emails was terrible. I actually said to them, you've obviously lied on your website, you are not UK based. Could you please give me an address to send these wigs back to, and I want a full refund.
In numerous emails over the next few hours, Wig Show refused to refund Vicki the full £139 she'd paid, or pay for the postage to send the wigs back.
They eventually agreed to refund me £90, and they gave me a returns address, which was China. And I knew then I was better to cut my losses and just take the £90.
And when she challenged them about their claims to be based in the UK, they didn't respond. We showed the company website to our technology expert David McClelland, And though he could see that they'd said they were based in the UK and that the web address ending with .co.uk might make you think that, David said there are a few telltale signs to look for that reveal it isn't the case.
So when you first visit wigshow.co.uk, it looks great. It's a very professional looking website, lots of striking images and so on. But when you start scratching below the surface, you start to notice that everything perhaps isn't quite as it should be. So when we go down to the bottom of the screen here, something you notice is this copyright. It says copyright 2014 to 2016. That's a bit odd because we're not at 2016 yet. And then you look at this introductory paragraph at the bottom. It's littered with spelling and grammar mistakes as well.
There are more clues across the site.
The Contact Us page is always quite a good way to assess the credibility of a website. So if we click on here, there's no telephone number given, there's no address given, and there are again more spelling mistakes too.
Any business, wherever it's based, can use a web address that ends with the letters .co.uk. It doesn't mean they're actually located here, and a good company won't make it hard to find out where they really are. The next thing to look out for is when it comes to placing your order. Wigshow appears to accept all types of credit and debit card.
When you try and buy though, they don't accept these, only accepts PayPal. Again, by itself, that maybe isn't a particularly bad sign, but when you combine all of these things together, it starts to build up a picture of a website that maybe you need to be quite cautious about buying from.
And if you've got a little bit more internet know-how, it's easy to do some further research to check out the truth behind some of the pictures the website is showing you.
Find an image, do a right click, and on this web browser it says search Google for this image. It might be a little bit different on your web browser. And what that does is it shows you where else on the internet that image has actually been used. And we see that the image we clicked on from the Wig Store website is actually a picture of Beyonce Knowles' sister, and it's relatively unlikely, I would say, that she is wearing the wig that Wig Store is selling. And we can see the exact picture that the Wig Store website has borrowed, stolen, taken and used on their website.
The photo of Beyonce's sister Solange isn't the only picture that Wigshow appears to have borrowed to promote their wigs. In fact, we were also contacted by a genuinely British-based, family-run wig company called Wigs for You, who told us that photos of their wigs and models have somehow been used all over the Wigshow website.
Okay, so this is our Wigs for You website, and as you can see here, this is a picture of our model Lucy wearing the wig Charlie. And if I click over onto the Wigshow website, you can see Lucy again in this image.
Wigshow have never contacted me at all to ask for any permission to use the photos that I modelled for.
They've just taken this image and put it on their website along with many other of our styles. We're really particular on the quality, the workmanship that goes into these wigs. We check all of our orders when they come in and have a really good relationship with our suppliers, the manufacturers.
We contacted Wigshow to ask about Vicky's order and the use of photographs taken from other companies' sites, but they didn't answer any of our questions, simply claiming that they treat their customers well and try to do their best with any problems. Companies based outside the EU aren't subject to the same trading laws as those in the UK, which can make it hard to get your money back when things go wrong. So perhaps Vicky was lucky. She did get a £90 refund from Wigshow, meaning she's just £30 out of pocket. But she's still upset by what happened and hopes others don't end up in the same position.
I think the Wigshow are taking advantage of really vulnerable people, and I really wanted to do something about it to stop the Wigshow taking advantage of any more people.